up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin Svenson, and today we're going to be talking about the price of Ethereum and Bitcoin, because we are seeing that Ethereum is still leading the market. Ethereum above the $1,800 level, while Bitcoin, on the other hand, still not really above the previous high. We're actually currently, we tried to get above it. If you mark up that previous high from July 30th, we are still below it now. Ethereum, you mark up the high from July 30th, right here, we are well above it. So Ethereum still leading, right? Still in the show, and that's just how it is right now. And I know my viewers, I usually talk about Bitcoin, and it's not always going to be like this. It's not always going to be me talking about Ethereum like this. But currently, it's just Ethereum has the most important fundamental event in crypto right now, and it is in fact leading the market. There's more volume being traded on Ethereum futures or Ethereum options. And, you know, in many cases, Ethereum actually has more interest right now. Now, I'm sure you guys noticed that today the market did see a bit of a dump. If we go down to, let's say the hourly, Ethereum dips, you know, down to just above 1900 and is now seeing a reaction up. The way that I see this right now, if we're looking at Ethereum on the 4-hour, since that low point, we're now above 1800. And that is the most critical level because it is that previous breakdown zone, a previous resistance. And as long as we're above 1800, then it's generally constructive. And basically, if Ethereum is holding 1800, we still have a shot at continuing up. Today's dump is sort of a test of market sentiment. It is a dip buy opportunity for the market. And if the market takes the opportunity to buy the dip, and we continue up, well, obviously then the uptrend is maintained. And it's quite simple, I would say. You know, Ethereum is in this upward sloping channel leading the market. And as long as we're maintaining this channel, then it's looking pretty good. If Ethereum begins to come down below the $1,800 level, let's say we come down and now we're below the trend line and then we get below 1800, that's when the downside momentum would kick in. That's when it would pick up to the downside and the trend would sort of end at that point. But right now, like they say, as they say, the trend is your friend until the end of the trend. And this trend will only end if we are confirming a break below the trend line, below 1800. That's when we can be looking for shorting opportunities, whatever, you know, get out of the market, look for those major dip buy opportunities. But for now, it's still holding. For now, we're still doing pretty well. And if you look at Ethereum and you look at the long term, this is a linear scale. We do have a long-term downward sloping resistance line just above us here. So this stems back to 2021, right? The top in 2021, it comes down to April of this year, and then, you know, goes basically to where we are now. Now, we haven't actually touched this resistance yet, which means we still have potential. Again, if we get a higher low, if the market takes the opportunity to buy this dip, then we may see continuation. We may see, you know, even if we come down a little bit, as long as we hold 1800, we could still see a push up to the resistance right there, right? And then at that point, that's when we would see, you know, maybe that's when we would actually top out and come down as we move into the merge. So I do see the opportunity for continued upside, guys. I do think that we could still hit prices like 2200, which is where this is coming in. About 2200 is that top zone right there. So 2200 is kind of the level of interest for me until we actually confirm a break below the trend line. The trend is currently our friend. We are still in the trend. Higher lows. I mean, today's dump for Ethereum really means nothing if you're looking at the chart. We're pretty much at yesterday's prices right now, for the most part. So, you know, we're going up fast. When you're going up fast, you get those quick dips, that quick volatility back down. But the market is, at least for now, taking the opportunity to buy this dip in the short term. We'll see if it continues. If we go to log scale for Ethereum here and we look at this downward sloping resistance, what we're seeing is that the resistance line on log scale is actually much higher than what it was on linear. Remember, on linear, it was showing about 2200 right here. On log scale, we are seeing that the resistance is actually coming in at 2500. So there is room to move up to about 2500 in terms of the log scale chart before seeing some sort of retest back down post merge. So that's something else to consider. Ethereum is leading this market. In Bitcoin, if you look at the daily chart, this downward sloping resistance on linear scale is coming in at about 26,700 roughly. 26,750 roughly would be like that linear scale, upward sloping trend line. And then we would see what happens after that, right? And for Bitcoin, it's also quite simple. The trend is our friend until the end of the trend. And Bitcoin can pretty much come down to about, I would say, 23,600 roughly. And as long as we're maintaining those horizontal lows, we can still come up again. If Bitcoin begins to dip below 23,600, then we are getting below the trend, and then I suppose the trend is no longer our friend. So that's the level there for Bitcoin as well. So in this video, we're discussing the fact that we are in an uptrend. We are maintaining higher lows, but I'm also giving you the invalidation levels for Ethereum and Bitcoin if we were to see downside and where that would likely occur. If you want to know where the momentum lies in a trend, what is the momentum? Do we have upside momentum, downside momentum? Is there no momentum at all? You look at the EMAs, and right now the exponential moving average, the 20 EMA, is pointed up, the yellow line. The momentum is still up for now. Go to Ethereum. Let's pull up the 20 EMA for Ethereum as well. Where is our momentum currently in the short term? It's up on the daily. 20 EMA is up. We're actually bouncing off of it. So the momentum is clearly still up, right? Very clearly. Now, if we go to like the weekly chart for Ethereum, we've had a lot of downside momentum, but now look at this, guys. We're actually starting to see the EMAs curl over, and it could temporarily come up. So the breakout could be bigger than we expect if we really capture that type of momentum. But for now, we're just looking at 2,200, maybe 2,500 for Ethereum before some major resistance comes into this market. But currently, short-term momentum is up for both Bitcoin and Ethereum. So that's just how it is right now. And I'm assuming that some of you guys are interested in what's going on with my loop ring long position that I showed and I featured in my last video. Interesting story about this long. You can see right now that I actually have a new entry, a re-entry, and I'm up on this position currently. Now, what happened was I got into loop ring just below 46 cents originally, and it was doing really well. I was actually up 5 grand last night on this top. And last night, my buddy hit me up and he says, yo, you want to come out to the bar? I said, sure, let's go. So I go out to the city, go to the bar, having a great time, drinking whatever. And then I look at my phone and I see that I'm up 5 grand on loop ring on the BitGet app. And for some reason, it didn't cross my mind to raise my stops. My stops were already in the profit zone, and I got stopped out with a small profit, but for some reason, because I was distracted, I was like, oh, this is awesome, I'm up 5,000, I'm drinking whatever, and I didn't think to raise the stops. So yeah, I mean, that's a lesson learned. When you're out with your friends partying and you see that your trade's doing really well, raise your stop immediately. Because today the market dumped and I woke up, right? I didn't even look last night after I came home, and I woke up and the chart's all the way down here. And essentially, if you look at the orders that went through, you can see that there's gains made. But if I go down, this was a little attempt to get into a chain link long, only $8 loss. But if we go down the list here, we can see, I made 250 bucks here, 275 bucks in that order. There was many different stop losses that got hit. $160 on that order profit, $97 profit. And then today I actually opened another long. It went up. I raised my stops, stopped out for a profit again. Was that today? Yeah, that was today. That was earlier today. One of the orders was a loss, but majority gains. So I made, hundreds of dollars, $1,000 basically on those 2 orders. I made a profit. I raised my stops into the profit zone. It was all fine, but I didn't raise the stop when I saw that I was up majorly. And that is the lesson here. If you're out and you're distracted and you see your trade's doing good, raise your stop right away. Do it right away. Just do it, right? And I would have made basically, I probably would have made like $3,000–4,000 instead of $1,000. So it's all still good. It's all still fine. And so today I re-entered into the loop ring long upon, we bounced up. I waited for a retest, and as we bounced back right here, I got in right there just recently. And it's the same exact position. 1,700 bucks on 27X, 100,000 loop ring, $48,000 US dollar position size. And so now I'm going to raise my stops into the profit zone again right when this video ends, because now we're bouncing up. It's looking at least decent. So I'll be raising my stops here now into the profit zone. So if it comes back, I'll make a profit again, right? Oh, if you don't have to take a loss on a leverage trade, don't raise your stops, right? There's no reason to let the trade go against you once you're in the profit. Don't let it go against you. Now that you're up, you move your stops into the profit zone, or at least break even. So my stops are going to be layered in with a small profit and break even. Probably it'll be mostly break even, but maybe a small profit. Again, so I've been making money on Loop Ring. Could have made way more. But it is what it is. We're gonna see how this goes. I'm just kind of hoping that Loop Ring, Loop Ring is a great layer 2 solution for Ethereum. I think it has a similar type of potential as Polygon. Maybe not as much, but I think it could have that type of growth in the future. It's possible. They have the GameStop partnership, and GameStop is using Loop Ring technology for their NFT marketplace. So they have real world partners with big brand names. So I think it's a pretty good altcoin pick that has a lot of upside potential. And so I want to be in on this breakout. You guys see this right here? We could potentially be breaking out again. So I want to be in. I'm going to raise my stops very soon. But anyway, that's the story behind that trade. Could have made way more, but I didn't take a loss. I actually made gains. Could have been better, but who cares? Whatever. We're back in. We're going to see how it goes. So that's the story for that. So anyway, guys, if you're going to trade on leverage, just understand that most of your trade ideas are going to be failed. They're going to fail. Majority of your trades will fail, which means you have to manage the risk super well. Especially if you're on high leverage, you have to manage your risk. You have to raise your stops to break even or into the profit zone when you can. Do not let the trades go against you. You're likely going to lose a lot of money. You can lose all of your money, and you can get addicted. You can start making bad decisions and losing all of it. So it's like trading on leverage is like taking an ember out of a fire and trying to hold it like this and not get burned. That's literally what it's like. It's like you're holding an ember and you're trying to bounce it on your hand so it doesn't burn you. You're most likely going to get burned at some point. That's the best analogy I can give. So be careful, guys. If you guys want to trade on leverage, use a small amount. Don't go too crazy, right? Don't go nuts. But there is a link below. You can get up to $4,000 if you follow the steps. You can get a $4,000 trading coupon. Follow the steps that they provide, and you can see what kind of rewards you can get if you click that link below. But that's it for me today, guys. We'll see how the trade goes. We'll see what the market does. We're still maintaining the uptrend, but that's it. Smash the like button and subscribe. Support the channel by joining Patreon, and if you join the Patreon, you can then link your Patreon to Discord and get into my VIP chat. We have a trading channel, and I'm posting trades in there all the time. I haven't been posting on Patreon all that much. The most value you get is really in the Discord, right? So there you go. That's it, guys. I'll talk to you soon.